Hello students, welcome to today's lesson. Today's lesson is teaching English vocabulary. This is a known lesson to you all. Before we discuss in detail about this lesson, let us know what is vocabulary. I just told you that it is a well-known topic. What is vocabulary? What comes to your mind? See, vocabulary means a total collection of all the words and phrases that are there in a dictionary. How words are arranged in a dictionary? The words are arranged in an alphabetical manner. Then apart from this, what is vocabulary? Vocabulary means words a person keeps in his repertoire. Means when he uses for daily purpose, that particular vocabulary is also called as vocabulary. That particular all set of words known as vocabulary. A learner uses some amount of words in his day-to-day conversations. A professor uses some words in his day-to-day conversations. Some other elite, they also use some words. So all this put together is known as vocabulary. So before we learn, then let us see what is a word. Word, why did I add this slide? Means it is only a connective thing for your entire learning. Okay, so I will read out for you all. A single distinct meaningful element of speech or writing used with others, okay, from a sentence and typically shown with a space on either side when written or printed. So English is very rich in its vocabulary. This is known to all of us. According to one source, there are 273,000 words in Oxford Dictionary, among which 9,500 are derivatives. Now, what is derivative? It is nothing but when I discuss in detail in the coming after 5 to 10 minutes, you will come to know about the word process. Then your learning will become rich and consolidated, permanent. So it is good if I add some other things also. The vocabulary is nowadays is taught from class 1 onwards. So the children, if they keep the vocabulary in permanent drive, then it will be helpful for them for coming years to use that vocabulary and learn better listening, writing, reading and other skills. So you might get a doubt, dear students, about how much a high school student should learn. Should a high school student learn all these 273,000 words that are there in a dictionary? No, here is an answer, here is a clue. Linguists, educationalists, what they have done, nearly 1500 to 2000 words a high school student should master before he comes out of the high school studies. Okay, so before doing that, a different process is done to English language vocabulary. What is that process? Process is nothing but selection and grading of vocabulary. See, in this 273,000 words, there are derivatives, there are other words, and so all these words are not introduced to the students of the high school. They are graded, they are selected by following certain principles that you know very well. Okay, the first one is principle of frequency. See, if you take the 10 outstanding speakers of English in the world, then you will enumerate, you just enumerate in their speech the words that come very often, frequency. So based on that, the words of frequency are selected. Then you have structural value. Like what is that structure? Structures are there are so many structures in English language. So that structure's value also is taken into consideration. Then universality, whether they are applicable universally or not. Subject, range, productivity, teachability, simplicity, useful, simple and concrete. Concrete in the sense, the moment you utter a word, a picture is there. There are picture words among these 273,000 words. So, such words are selected and graded and included in the high school vocabulary, high school syllabus, as a result of which these students, they master this number of words, and then they enhance their listening, reading, speaking and writing skills. Okay. Then what words are deleted? You might get some doubt. The words that are of difficult nature, abstract and high sounding words are deleted, and then they are prescribed for the high school students. Apart from this, there are other, I just know I told you that the vocabulary teaching is very known topic to you all. It is interesting and yet challenging. Okay. So, there is a word formation process. A learner of English language, if he or she goes to a spoken English center, what happens? The scene is totally different. So, such students, if they know that there is word formation process, like for example, comfort, comfortable, comfortably, uncomfortable. So, a learner gets confused by looking at these words. What are the to which family they belong, how these words are added. So, instead of mind boggling, so what he or she can do, she can come to the word formation process and can understand the process of the word that is very much there in the history of English language. There are different word formation processes, like process in the sense like put a one word and bring out another word, then the word becomes a different parts of speech. Okay. Then employee is there, employment. When you add ment to it, it becomes employment. Then employee is a verb, then employment becomes a noun. So, this is the word processing stages, and different names are given to it. Let us now see the word formation process. See, in this slide, what do you see? The first word formation process is compounding. What comes to your mind when you talk about compound interest, added, accrued, isn't it? So, in the same manner, existing two different words are put together to form a new single word. In the process of compounding, the existing two different words are put together and a new word is coming out. It is taking birth. For example, light green, okay, father-in-law, of course, it is not there here. Brainwash. If you look at brain and wash, they are two different words, but when we add, they become one, and now the meaning is also changed. Neck deep is there, knee deep. So, dry wash, notebook, workroom, blueberry, like this adjectives, nouns, verb, prepositions, these things are added and then a new word is formed. Please look at this picture, why this picture is included here. When I see the small egg is finally becoming a larger one. Okay. So, as a result of this compounding word formation process, the English vocabulary is extended, it is looking bigger and bigger. So, the first process is compounding. So, Professor Martin Hilbert, in his video, he said, he talked at length about the compounding of words. Okay. So, the next process is affixation. Affixation in the sense like a root word will be there, and before that a new word, a morpheme is added, as a result of which a new word is come into existence and the meaning is also being changed. Okay. So, what is a prefix? A prefix is nothing but it is a word added in front of a root word and useful for the reading, writing and speaking purposes. So, affixation is happening in 3 different ways. One is prefixing, second one is suffixing and third one is infixing. So, infixing usually we do not find in English language, very much we do not find. It is said to be in languages like Arabic and Hebrew. In other languages, the other languages the infix is happening, but in case of English it is rarely seen. Okay. So, prefixes, what kind of prefixes we add here? Here it is given like pre, pro. Pre, pro means before, prepone, the pone is there, then we add a morpheme pre, then it becoming a new word. Okay. So, prorogue, there are different words. If we add prepone, like pone is there, no, bring the pre and add at the ending, it will not give any meaning. So, that is why they have to be added, they are being added at the beginning of a word, that is why they are known as prefixes. Different kinds of prefixes are there. Any text, you take any text and each word if you start analyzing, then you will get all these suffixes, prefixes, compounding and other processes of word, so that you can make a note and you can enrich your vocabulary. Then over means extra, overtime is there. Okay. Then misconduct, okay, misfortune, intercollegiate. Okay. Dis means what? Not. Disqualify means not qualify. Co means coexist. So, we are adding in front of exist, we are adding co, then as a result of which it is becoming coexist. Okay. Then re means again, review means what? View the again, second time, to make some extra comments. Okay. So, undergraduate. So, like this prefixes are added and they make the English language vocabulary very rich. Then after prefixing, what is there? Suffixing is also there. Suffixing, let us see the word suffixing. Meant, employ, if you add meant to it, it becomes employment. Okay. Able, capable. Okay. Resonate, ship, brotherhood is there. Okay. Ship, friendship is there. Okay. Take a word friend and then add ship to it, it becomes a new word friendship. Okay. Hood, childhood, motherhood, brotherhood, fatherhood, all these are like came into existence by taking the process of suffixing. Okay. Then you have less, some, list some. Okay. So, infix is also another process. I told you in English language it is not found, but infix, what is happening? In between the letters are, the words are added, morpheme is added in between. Say for example, foot. In case of foot, it is a singular one. When we change it into a plural one, it becomes a feet. The two oo is replaced by e. Okay. So, in that way the infix is processed in a language. This third one is conversion. What comes to your mind when you read about conversion? Conversion means totally changing. Okay. Conversion, change verb to noun. It is also possible in English language. As a result of these word formations, the English language is becoming richer and richer. It has a lot of huge vocabulary. Okay. So, employ, employment. Employ is a verb, employment is a noun, act is their action. Okay. Then develop, development. Okay. Judge, judgment. So, you have words like this, protect, protection. Okay. So, all these words are nothing but they are formed by using the process of conversion. Okay. So, like in this conversion, what is happening? A high productive word formation process in English is to use words from one word class as members of another class. It is nothing but parts of speech changes, like verb changes to noun after the process of conversion. Then the another process is nothing but it is known as a clipping. Clipping means it is very easy to understand. After the smartphone came into existence, the moment you take out a image, below 4 options are given. Clipping, you know, like then he will give you different options. So in between grids are also there. In this grids, with the help of grids, you can clip to a different size, the size that you like. In this English language also a clipping process is happening, as a result of which what is happening, a word like professor is clipped into prof. It is now acceptable. Okay. Influenza, flu, instead of saying influenza, what do we say? Flu. Application, app. Mathematics, how many students are, even the student who is getting good marks, scoring 100 out of 100, says coming out of the examination center, he says my math exam was good. That means he has clipped that mathematics. Okay. Nowadays we see all people saying math, so it is acceptable now. This word is clipped to math. Okay. Then kilogram, kilo, fridge. Okay. Then you have lab, instead of saying laboratory, what do we say? Lab. Then gymnasium, gym. So like this, there are certain words that are clipped and accepted, and they are used in their day to day writings, conversations, reading, etc. But here the clipping that is taking place in the cell phone, and in this clipping what is happening, the first 4 or 5 letters are taken. In a clipping image in a cell phone, it clips the image from all the sides. Okay. Then back formation is also another one. Professor Martin Hilbert mentioned in his video lesson. Sometimes speakers misanalyze words into base and infix, and from subtract the affix using only the base. See how this is back formation is happening. Televise from television, enthuse from enthusiasm, babysit from babysitter. Okay. Acronymy, you know, have you ever heard about a word like UNICEF? UNICEF, United Nations International Children Emergency Fund. Okay. Acronym means this is a very long text, a name given to a very big international organization. Okay. So such larger text is acronymed and taken the first letter of a first word and then processed, and then it has become a new word. So we find such words in English language. Recall all the acronyms that are there. UNO, United Nations Organization. In the recent situation, we use WHO very often, World Health Organization. Okay. So like this, what we are English language is acronymy. Okay, having the process of acronymy. Acronyms are born out of this larger text. On the screen you have NCT, UGC, because we are very much familiar about this, that is why I have given these words. Okay, these acronyms. Then blending. Blending is also nothing but it is adding 2 different words and taking making one word. It refers to the joining the beginning of one word and the end of another to make a new word with a new meaning. Let us see what is there on the screen. Brunch, lunch and breakfast. When you add lunch and, what do you call a meal when one is taking at the time of 11 a.m.? Then you call it as brunch. What is mixed here? Breakfast and lunch is mixed. A new word brunch is born. Okay. So now another word motel. Motel. So what is motel? It sounds like hotel. Okay. Hotel and motorist. When you add these 2 words, a new word motel is born. So what is a motel? Motel is a roadside hotel only for the motoris. Okay. So, like this, if when you come to know about all these things, learning vocabulary becomes very easy for you. In the a little while ago, I suggested that the vocabulary should be kept in the permanent drive. Just recall the brain that is in human beings. Human memory is interesting and yet it is like complicated. This is what the other educationists and psychologists they feel. So, amygdala is there where the emotions are recorded, and hippocampus is another area where permanent memory, short term memory related things are like recorded. So, children, students, learners, when they learn the vocabulary, they should push some vocabulary from temporary memory to permanent memory. Okay. Vocabulary is vocabulary, you can use either after 5 years, 10 years or 20 years. In Telangana state, competitive exams come very often, and in every competitive exam the comprehension is there, reading comprehension is there, synonyms, antonyms, testing of synonyms, antonyms, all these things are there. So, with this kind of vocabulary, the students would be able to like prepare for their future life. Okay. So, blending is the one. There are other processes like borrowing, like mandap is one particular word. Can you say which language it is borrowed? So, like this English language has so many words borrowed from different languages. So, like that all these processes are making English language very rich in its vocabulary. Now, after this process there is another interesting thing, that is techniques of teaching vocabulary. That means I just told you two things. The high school students syllabus includes 2000 vocabulary words, active vocabulary words. Okay. Then concrete words, passive words are there, structural words are there. To teach all these things, a teacher should have a different set of methods, techniques, process to teach the vocabulary, to help the learners to keep that vocabulary in their memory forever and forever. Okay. So, the first technique is crossword. Okay. So, crossword, where do you find the crossword? In textbooks everywhere you will have a crossword. Here also, here crossword is there. Crossword, how it is? This crossword is different from the crossword that you see in a newspaper. So, this is exclusively made for the classroom. Teacher, student, door is there, and what you call window is given, student, classroom. So, all these things are nothing but they are designed, these are the specially designed crosswords exclusively for particular age and particular class. Okay. So, it is a effort, a teacher need to put lot of effort in making the what you call vocabulary very well to be memorized or remembered by the students. Okay. So, now comes the by showing real objects, like how can you make students remember the vocabulary, means by showing, by bringing the real objects into the classroom. Please look at this. What do you see here? It is a decorative object, real object. So, it is not looking modern. When it is not looking modern, how can you give a name to it? Yes. Can you give a word to it? Yes, you are right. It is nothing but it is looking very old decorative item. So, any word? Can you guess any word? Yes, you are right. It is antique. So, by bringing real objects into the classroom, you can teach the words. Okay. Then look here. What do you see here? Handle to it. Okay. So, beneath a spoon like structure is here. Oliver asks for more. In this lesson, Oliver goes with his basin to Mr. Bumble. Okay. So, then he uses this ladle and then he gives the porridge to the students or to the children who come to him, including Oliver. Okay. So, what do you see here? Can you imagine? This is very easy, you know, like can you see the metal? It is stainless steel metal. Okay. So, it has it looks like a gripping tool. Okay. It is used to grip a vessel. Okay. So, it is nothing but it is a pincer. It has two ways, and with the help of this a vessel is gripped. One can hold the vessel. It can be used in a kitchen, it can be used in a lab, it can be used in a theater also, operation theater. Okay. Then next is a scissor. What is the use of scissor in a kitchen? Scissors. Look at this scissors. You are exactly right. This is a scissors. Okay. Then next to scissors is stapler. What is the use of stapler in a kitchen? Okay. So, like this, by bringing the real objects into the classroom, you can teach vocabulary. Please look here. With the help of models, you can teach vocabulary. Here is the model of a motorbike, aeroplane, bicycle, car. Okay. So, the students by looking at this, they will bring out, they know already, they will come out with the vocabulary. As a result of this, their vocabulary becomes strong and strong. Okay. So, what is a model? Model is nothing but a miniature representation of something. So, motorbikes, with the help of this you cannot run, but so this is a mini model. Okay. So, with the help of models, teacher can teach the vocabulary. So, look here, what do you see here? There are glasses, there are cups, there are saucers, and dinner set is here. So, all these things put together, can you give one name to it? Yes, you are right, it is nothing but it is a crockery. Okay. So, by bringing the real objects, teacher can teach vocabulary. The next one is charts and pictures. Statement of something in the form of a diagram, graph, or a table. So, here look at this, a picture is given. A picture is worth 1,000 words. After like introducing a picture in the classroom, the teacher should elicit nearly 1,000 words. See, what do you see here? This is a color picture. What do you see here? This is also a picture. Is there any similarity between this and this picture? Yeah, they are rescuing. Okay. So, like this, by showing a picture, teacher can elicit so many words: active vocabulary, passive vocabulary, structural vocabulary, content vocabulary. Now, I hope you all have in these techniques, you have different techniques, like by using crossword from the textbooks and also from the newspaper, like by showing models, by showing objects, by showing pictures, by creating situations, and by doing hand gestures, a teacher can introduce the new vocabulary to the students. Okay. So, with this I hope you all have enjoyed this lesson. Thank you.